Well, Alex,
Yes, Hunter.
we meet again.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
Weird.
I have you over here mounted on the light stand.
Listen, this is probably not the best angle. Oh, look at the thumb. It's fine.
We just got back from travels and I can't find all my gear. So this is what we work with.
We'll make do.
Thanks for coming back. This is Historical Quickies. I'm Hunter Smith.
I'm Alex Smith.
And this is a show about the fun, weird history about everything. Traditions, sayings, sports, names.
Yes.
Maybe. I did realize, as I will edit the other ones, for those of you not watching, there's obviously a big hint that we are doing right now. And that is we are wearing awesome Christmas sweaters. Any guesses as to what this episode could be about?
Halloween. Christmas.
Nailed it.
Of course, Christmas. Why else would I bust out this cool Star Wars sweater?
Of course. And I've got, again, I'm realizing now for those audio listeners, I've got a T-Rex trying to wear a Christmas sweater, but his arms can't fit through the sweater because his arms are too short. Pretty awesome.
I just wonder how I got it over his head. That's a conundrum.
We're going to go into the history of that next episode. How the T-Rex puts on his Christmas sweater.
Sorry.
I don't know why the T-Rex sounded like that, but he did. How does a T-Rex curl his hair? How does a T-Rex do all these things? Curl her hair. Sorry. However, we're going to be there. So, Alex, I have found some fun facts. I believe there's 10 of them.
Okay.
I'm not going to hit you with multiple choice because I didn't know how, and I think travel still got us beat.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive right into it.
All right.
It is fun, the history of some of these and like where they came about and how this all kind of merged. But I did notice a trend, and I will hope that you maybe see it too.
Oh, God.
And it's not what you think.
And it pressures.
For once, it's not the ancient Greeks or Romans or Egyptians.
Lies. Sorry.
It's all lies. It's not all... Yeah, anyways.
Okay.
So, we are going to start with one of the biggest traditions, which is kind of what starts getting into the festiveness. It's after Thanksgiving. You usually go out and get something to put it up in the house.
Yes, the Christmas tree.
The Christmas tree.
Yes.
Any idea as to where it maybe came about?
God, no. Not even a clue.
Okay. I'll actually start. No, I'll hit you with this. So it turns out everyone was saying, oh, this was possibly Catholic tradition, that there was all these like symbolisms, that it also represented the Holy Trinity when you put it upside down, and it symbolized the goodness of God. But it came to find out it actually, the entire Christmas tree happened to be back in Germany during the Middle Ages, around 1419. There was a guild in Freiburg. I apologize, I probably didn't say that correctly. They put up a tree decorated with apples, wafers, tinsel, and gingerbread. And in Paradise plays that were performed to celebrate the feast day of Adam and Eve, which actually fell on Christmas Eve, a tree of knowledge was represented by evergreen fir with apples tied to its branches. And then they attached all these other symbolisms. It was about the feast.
That was gone the next day because the birds got to it, but yes.
Or, the poor peasants that were just like, I'm fucking starving.
Like, we really appreciate your symbolism. However, food.
You have apples and food and snacks up there on the tree?
Yeah.
Give to me.
Okay.
I also did not know that this was a feast day of Adam and Eve, which was Christmas Eve. But that was one of the traditions.
Definitely did not know that.
Obviously, it grew and grew and became a popular thing, and people kind of liked the idea of the tradition. And as anything else with a fun idea and a way to sell something, it obviously spread and became very huge. And since we don't just use normal trees, we also use awesome fake trees. And it has turned out that 70% of U.S. households displayed a Christmas tree in their home.
Okay.
Among the trees on display, 81% are fake and 19 are real.
Yeah, nobody wants to deal with that. I mean, other than me, because I'm a psycho. Most people don't want to deal with those needles.
Obviously, I lost that debate in this household. And yes, we get a real tree every year.
Yeah, we do. And he loves to drag it out to the curb and just have all the little tree glitter fall all over the floor.
So much fun.
Which, speaking of which, we gotta go do that. Anyway.
Do we?
Yeah.
You know, the fake ones already have the lights attached to it.
I know.
Moving on. What would be another major thing about Christmas? A person, per se, that lives somewhere far off, comes to visit only once, kind of creepy, and then just like breaks into your home and bounces.
The Grinch. Santa Claus.
In this house, yes, the Grinch does visit.
That's the Ginch to you.
According to what our daughter says. The Ginch!
Yeah, Santa.
Correct. Santa.
I know him.
Do you know... I thought about this when I was writing this episode. She's going to throw an elf thing and she's going to go, Santa!
I was about to yell it. I was about to yell it, but we're mic'd up and people would be like, dear God, make her stop.
Go for it. I don't care.
Okay, I'm going to throw it out there randomly. Go ahead.
Any idea as to where this came about?
I actually feel like I do know, but for some reason I'm drawing a complete brain fart. St. Nicholas. Oh.
You're on the right track.
Yeah.
Who's St. Nick?
Listen, do you hear burning?
Oh, my head, no, don't worry. There's a lot of scratching head moments here, as you can see.
St.
The
Nicholas
soft
is where I'm
spots.
going to leave off, and that's all I've got in my head.
Yes, it was St. Nicholas. But this is a weird thing, and I'll bring this up later. Kudos to Joe Rogan and all your fun episodes. But yes, he was actually a saint during the Roman era back in Myra, which is modern-day Turkey. But this is back in the 4th century. Like I said, during the Roman era, it's St. Nicholas. He was a wealthy saint that actually used his family inheritance to help out families who were poor and suffering. And this is what I love. The most famous story on how this all began is that he tossed a gold coin through a window to save a peasant girl from being sold to slavery.
Dear God. Okay. I mean, awesome.
Awesome. You're like, hey,
That's a
I
hell
got
of a
you.
story.
Bing.
Wow.
Let's keep your freedom. Any idea where this gold coin might have landed in this house?
In the fireplace.
Near the fireplace.
Okay.
What caught it?
The coals?
The stocking.
Got nothing. Oh, shit.
Being hung by the
Sorry.
fire, and they were being dried. Because that's what you did back then. You didn't have
I
an awesome...
I was immediately going. I was like, we're getting coal. Listen.
You didn't have some awesome, 2-in-1 washer dryer back then. You had a fireplace to dry off your
Yeah.
stuff. So a stocking was being hung by the fireplace. St. Nicholas walks by, probably knew the girl, and said, hey, I got you. Let's save you. It supposedly landed in this stocking. This is
Okay.
how the whole story came about. From then on, children, hearing of this, began hanging their stockings by the fire, hoping St. Nick would hook them up with
Hence.
some money.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. There we go. Now we get it. Okay,
So,
cool.
Cut to December 6th, 343 AD. St. Nick is dead. But they decided to make this St. Nicholas Day because this started becoming a common
Yes.
thing. It became a gift-giving day throughout Europe. It later merged with Christmas, which someone already out there attacked me that Christmas is not Jesus' birthday, but we're going to find out. Anyways, they decided to go, hey, guess what? This is Christmas. Here's the question that I have. Where did it go from St. Nicholas to Santa Claus? Are any guesses on that one? You won't get it.
In
but I just wanna throw that out
1994, Tim Allen became the Santa Claus. Go ahead, continue.
Yes, got it.
Okay, what is the history behind that?
The tradition of gift giving of Saint Nick began in Germany and the Netherlands. The Dutch called him Sinterklaas. I hope I got that right. Which eventually became the English Santa Claus.
Cool. Okay.
Sinterklaas was, they even discussed how he dressed, which was very much the red robe with white tinsel and, bright black G-string. The whole works.
I just need you to
Good, you're
understand the mental image I just had of Santa. And that is not, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
The top is normal, but the bottom's like fishnets,
Santa
G-string,
ain't just working. Santa's a twerk.
black leather boots. It's like,
The imagery actually changed because Saint
Yeah, it did,
Nicholas
clearly.
was
Jesus. Got sexy Santa Claus in my freaking head. Go ahead. Sorry, continue.
Santa dumping trucks.
He's slaying.
Sorry.
Sorry.
The imagery actually changed because Saint Nicholas was not this bearded, jolly fellow. He was quite slender. He did have a beard, but he just kind of had this look. And the outfits were kind of there, but it wasn't until 1823 when I'm forgetting the person's name right now. The story "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" came out in 1823,
I just read that.
and described him as plump and jolly. And from then on, we took it and ran with it. The bigger, the better, Santa.
Jolly old elf. Just read that book.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked about elves, because that's our next topic.
Oh my God, buddy. Continue.
Buddy! Yes, but we're not going to talk about all the elves working up in the North Pole. I don't know what kind of labor laws you have up there, but I feel that's slightly illegal. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about another elf that all parents really love to play with.
Oh, the one on the shelf?
The elf on the shelf.
That guy.
That guy. For those of you that don't know, Elf on a Shelf is a game where you hide an elf around the house from Thanksgiving all the way until Christmas. And for some of you, it's like, oh, this is fun. And then it's like day 7 and you're going, I'm out of ideas and I don't want to make up a story. So we're just going to tuck this guy under the pillows. Poof. I don't know where he went. He's hiding. Any ideas as to how old this is?
God, no. I don't know. I know it blew up recently, but I'm assuming based on that,
There's your hint. Yes, you are on the right track.
Okay.
It is recent.
It was like 2020. People got locked down and they're like, let's do Elf on a Shelf.
Not that recent, but within this millennia.
Oh, weird. I don't know. To me, it just came on the scene, but I guarantee, yeah. When did it actually start?
2005.
Great.
Which I thought this thing's
good
been
year.
around for a century. Carol Abersold, again, my apologies on your pronunciation, and her daughter, Shanda Bell, published the book Elf on a Shelf, A Christmas Tradition, that came with the toy.
I do remember that. I can't believe it was that long ago.
2005.
Yeah, I remember
Which is
the year well.
Less than...
Don't fret. I was a year out of high school.
I was graduating high school. I was not focused on hiding elves on a shelf. 13 million elves have been adopted since that came out.
Cha-ching.
Good for them.
my God.
Great idea. Fun tradition.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
People love it.
The fun part is getting on social media and seeing how creative they chose to be or not chose to be. I think I saw one where they were like Hulk smash, and it showed just a petrified candy cane skeleton of an elf. And they're like, guess no more elf this time. Sorry.
Can we say childhood trauma?
When did it start?
Oh my God.
He
That'll come out of therapy. Don't worry.
Okay, there's another thing you usually do. It's food involved.
Okay.
Could be construction involved.
Construction. Gingerbread house.
Gingerbread houses.
Yeah.
Bingo, you're on it.
You said construction. I was like, where are we going with this? Now I got it.
Yes. When do you think all that started?
Oh God. In Germany in 1800s.
Oh, she's already got the trend. You're getting the trend.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the Germans. I don't know if they spoke like that back then. I'm sorry. I have German
What is this,
roots.
Inglourious Bastards?
No, I'm just saying.
God.
Well, to begin with it, gingerbread was actually first baked in Europe at the end of the 11th century when returning crusaders brought back the custom of spicy bread from the Middle East.
That's my nickname.
Here comes spicy bread into the classroom. However, when come to about the 17th century, only professional gingerbread makers were permitted to bake gingerbread, except at Christmas and Easter when anyone else was allowed to bake it.
And if you did it and you weren't a professional, you got imprisoned in a gingerbread jail. Took a lot of icing to hold that mofo up, but...
And let me tell you, the top gingerbread makers made that thing locked in.
Impenetrable.
Just unbelievable. And no one wanted to eat their way out because once you got like 4 bites in, you're like, I'm over it. I've had too much. I'm full. There is a fun fact, though, that Queen Elizabeth got credited for the whole designing gingerbread, more so for gingerbread cookies, because she supposedly served all her guests mini gingerbread forms of themselves during a special dinner.
How do I feel about that? I'm like...
You're like, this one's a lot fatter than what I perceived.
Listen, all I know
is...
The only other dolls looking like your voodoo dolls. And I'd be like, I don't know if I want to bite the head off that one. I think I'd like to make it through this dinner, Liz. Thanks.
I'm going to leave this here.
Just going to sip my tea.
Why did you take some of my hair beforehand? What is happening?
Oh, my God.
I do have a really cool fun fact, though.
Okay.
It's actually a Guinness World Record, and it was a group in Bryan, Texas. They actually broke the Guinness record for the largest gingerbread house.
I feel like I saw that on
back
TV.
in 2013. Any guess how big?
I have no idea.
It was 2,500 square feet.
Dear God.
Edible walled house in aid of a hospital trauma center. The gingerbread house had an estimated caloric value exceeding 30.5 million calories. The ingredients included 2,900 pounds of brown sugar, 1,800 pounds of butter, 7,200 eggs, and 7,200 pounds of general purpose flour.
And all of it got thrown out because it went to waste and got freaking rotten. I mean,
Or the birds had just up.
Wait, now I have questions. Did you Google a picture of it? Have you seen it? Now I need
We
to see
can
it.
put one here.
Don't make me do it.
Don't you do it. I'm still working on the graphics from the last one. You're a jerk.
Sorry. Anyway,
Moving
I have questions about how you make a house that big. I'll Google it.
Great. Because you're doing this and being naughty, what happens when you are naughty? You get no
Presents.
bazinga. Moving on to the next topic. Presents. Mm-hmm. When did they come about?
Germany, sometime. 11th century. I just...
It isn't evident because the idea of gift giving has been around forever.
Yeah.
And it is believed that it actually started with the OG St. Nicholas. So good on you, man. You started by throwing gold coins. How can anyone top that, by the way?
I'll take gold.
But I will say what's fun is that I found out about gift giving. Research has shown that cavemen gave presents, which is like unusual shaped rocks or animal teeth, to other cavemen or cave people, whatever, to strengthen social connections and show their appreciation to others. As social structures developed, gifts became more elaborate and decorative. So it could be way back to cavemen.
Better than a club over the head.
Better than that, yeah. And then obviously there was the story of the biblical magi giving gifts to baby Jesus. That was around 336 CE, which is Common Era, which is also AD, I believe. For anyone checking the facts on that, you're welcome. Or come at me. I don't know. Either way.
Follow your bliss.
So there's no like specific time,
Yeah.
but it really does go back to probably St. Nicholas starting that tradition and then everyone going along with it, going, this is a great time. Here's some fun facts about stuff that is not, like, it's not entirely true which one it is.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's more of a pick your history. I kind of like that.
Choose your own adventure.
So we'll go with that.
Okay.
The next thing we're discussing is red and white and swirly.
Huh?
And usually only around during the holidays, and you eat it.
I was like, what are you looking at? You said swirly. I thought you said surly. I was like, what the hell are you talking
You're red and white and surly.
Okay, candy canes.
Bam! Candy canes.
God, I was like, what is wrong? Go ahead, continue.
Any guesses to where this came from?
Oh my God, Germany.
Boom! Germany it is. You Germans did it all. We just loved it.
Yeah. So well. Continue.
So the original concept of it seems to have started in 1670 in Cologne, Germany. And there was a choir master at the cathedral wishing to remedy the noise caused by the children in his church during this tradition in Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. And so he asked the local candy maker to make something like a sugar stick for the kids.
Okay.
To shut them up.
I like how he decided with peppermint.
And you went with sugar. That's going to shut them up for how, like...
I mean, till it dissolves all the way. I'm just thinking of a child-friendly flavor. My brain would not have gone to peppermint.
Totally.
But I think that's interesting. Yeah.
And then it seems like that tradition kind of like led and followed, and it made its way into America, where a man then hung it was like a German candy maker, a German traveler who now lived there, ended up hanging these candy sticks on the trees, and people are like, that's delicious. Now here's where the fun, weird history involves. Why was it shaped like a J? It wasn't this. You got to imagine now we took it and made it something else and special.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, you made it something else and special? So
It wasn't the traditional.
It was like a stick,
keeping
and then
kids
it became
quiet. It was
J.
literally just a white stick.
No, because you'd
of
hang
sugar.
it inside of a stocking or hang it on a tree.
Well,
Is that the reason they hooked it?
one legend suggests that an Indiana-based candy maker shaped the peppermint stick into a J to represent Jesus.
Ah, I
And
was
the
actually
white
gonna say
stripe
that.
is symbolizing purity of his birth, and the red stripe,
Blood.
blood. Later to acknowledge the bloodshed on the cross.
Catholics love that stuff.
The other is considered that the shape of the candy cane is actually like the staff that shepherds use for caring for sheep.
That makes sense. That would
As
also make sense.
Jesus was a shepherd. He's our good shepherd. Isn't
Like,
Jesus
he wasn't
also a carpenter?
actually a shepherd?
Yeah, Jesus is our good shepherd, but
he was
a
he was a
carpenter.
carpenter.
you're a multifaceted guy, dude. And that the stripes are supposed to remind us of Jesus' suffering crown of thorns and the wounds on hand and feet.
That's a reach.
That's a reach. But I do like the idea of the cane.
You know,
being
the
good
cane,
shepherd.
100%. The color thing, meh.
Meh. All right. So the big man's on his way down. You usually got to give him something good for stopping by.
Cookies.
And
Milk.
fantastical.
Driven by Big Milk. In their,
Driven by.
in,
This was all a part of Big Dairy. Getting more milk out there for the kids.
Cal's like, ah, shit, not again. It's December.
It actually was traced back to a Norse mythology where children would leave food for Odin and his 8-legged horse Sleipnir during Yule, which is a midwinter festival.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right? But it obviously caught on in the United States and became a full-on American tradition during the Great Depression in the 1930s, when parents wanted to encourage their children to be generous during hard times and show gratitude for the gifts that they did get.
When there was a ration on sugar and they couldn't bake cookies. That's fine. Sorry.
Times are hard.
Times are hard. We can't actually make these
So
ingredients.
you're going to make these for a stranger. You're not going to eat them. I know you haven't eaten them 4 days.
We don't have sugar, but it's going to be okay.
You got to whip something up.
It's a very sweet concept, though. I do like that idea. I actually had no idea where that came from, because obviously growing up, you just did it.
Yeah.
But that
I
makes
thought that
sense.
was nice. Like, hey,
No, it's actually very
when times
sweet.
are hard, show appreciation. And I think, that's something we need more and more in society.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Just showing appreciation. is
Especially
saying
right
thank you.
now.
Yeah.
Pay it forward, people.
This one's cute. So, obviously, Santa gets the non-alcoholic milk drink.
Eggnog. I never go in eggnog.
We're going eggnog.
Yeah, just what I want in my booze. Milk. Nog me. It's fine.
I'm going to say any guesses, but no, it's not Germany.
I mean, who
It
else?
did start with some religious folk.
Monks.
Bam. Started with monks.
Go on.
It was early medieval Britain. It was called posset, I believe.
Okay.
It was a hot, milky ale drink. By the
Yum.
13th century, monks were known to drink posset with eggs and figs, so they added that in the
Yeah,
mix.
you like, but on the side, like eggs and figs on the side, or they like mashed it all up in the drink and it was like a eggy, milky, figgy.
I'm sure it was eggs and figs on the side. I don't think you want to jam all that together.
Listen,
Maybe in
steep
the
it?
13th
I don't
century
know.
they had a ninja foodie blender and they just whipped it all up.
listen,
and
I
had
just-
a frothy little ale drink.
nope, not
Nope.
doing it for me.
Okay.
Nope, continue.
Milk, eggs, and sherry were the foods of the wealthy, so eggnog was often used in toasts and prosperity and good health.
Okay.
Later on, Americans tried to make it popular by adding brandy or rum or something else to it. And we have a very famous person who had his own recipe. And he can be found on the $1 bill.
Really?
Yes. George Washington had his own eggnog recipe.
Why?
Are you ready to hear this recipe? And just... It was in his own handwriting, by the way.
That's
That's
why
what they
he had
have.
wooden teeth. Go ahead, continue.
This is probably why he had wooden teeth.
Allegedly.
And people probably only live to the ripe age of 42. 1 quart cream, 1 quart milk, 1 dozen tablespoons sugar, 1 pint of brandy, a pint of rye whiskey, a pint of Jamaican rum, a pint of sherry. Following along with all the ingredients?
Is that it? Or is
Great.
there more?
Mix liquor first, then separate yolks and whites of 12 eggs. Add sugar to beaten yolks. Mix well. Add milk and cream, slowly beating. Beat whites of eggs until stiff and fold slowly into mixture. Let set in cool place for several days. Taste frequently.
I think I just got diabetes by listening to the ingredients of that freaking thing.
That's
Are you
George
kidding me?
Washington's eggnog recipe.
I mean, now to be fair, screenshot that. We're all going to try it and report back.
Just whip that up and you should be good to black out for 4 days straight.
You literally have like a cup this big.
If I'm not mistaken,
Just be schmammer.
pint. There's 4 pints. A pint is 16 ounces.
Right.
So that puts us at 64 ounces, which is half a gallon of alcohol.
My God. You know that mofo was not making it for everybody else. He's over there, he's like, listen, this is my bathtub eggnog.
I don't know why he's now got an old British accent.
None for you. What was his wife's name again? Was it Martha? Was it Martha Washington? Is it, I don't know.
Martha. Yeah.
I could just, Martha, get my eggnog. Bring it to me in a boot.
Give me some of the good stuff.
God, do you like eggnog?
I do, not that much. Maybe if we try his recipe, I'd love it.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I think I want to try that, but I also am afraid we might die.
Let's go for it.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
it's hit or miss for me. So I've had good ones, I've had bad ones.
Yeah. Okay, there's a certain thing that usually people hang on their front door.
A wreath,
Yes.
a Franklin.
Wouldn't that be awesome if you had Aretha Franklin and it just sang like
Yes, actually.
like the Big Mouth Bass? TM.
Yeah, like trademark. Nobody
Trademark.
fucking do that.
And then you just have her suck it, you know, and you're like going to knock. Oh man, that's Aretha Franklin, right?
I'm sure it was.
I'm gonna look that up.
As soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, duh. And then you made me nervous.
So wreaths,
I just snorted.
and he.
Jesus God. Okay, sorry, continue. Germany. That's all. I'm just the rest of this episode. I'm just gonna say Germany and just hope it sticks.
No,
Okay.
this has been around much longer, I guess, but this does have Christian history in it
Ah.
because it's often adorned with boughs of holly and it's evergreen, right? So it's green and red, and it took on the Christian meaning with the circular shape representing eternal life. And the holly and leaves and berries are a symbol of
Are you kidding?
Christ's crown and thorns of blood, according to the New York Times.
How merry is that?
So I don't know if that was something back in the day to be like, cool, I'm a Christian and I'm hanging what, was this
Maybe.
thorn of
Decking the halls with
misery.
boughs of holly.
Yeah.
I mean, I always associated it with Christmas, but I did not know that there was a meaning behind it.
Yeah,
I
so
should have
supposedly supposedly Christmas wreaths. I don't know why I'm like Christian. Fucking,
Well, 'cause,
what is Christmas
you know.
about? Anyways, yeah, it symbolizes Christ's crown of thorns.
Great. Well, I'll never look at holly the same.
I've got one last one.
Okay.
They're fun. We get in a car and we go look at them all the time.
Christmas lights.
Yes, Christmas lights.
Yes.
Any idea to when all of this started?
I don't know, the 50s?
Little older.
I go for 1850s. No, go ahead.
Shortly after the invention of electricity.
Yeah, I was going to say, which I should know.
But this is the fun part, is that it was almost from the man himself.
Really?
Thomas Edison was famous for the light bulb.
Yes.
But he had a partner who's not so famous called Edward Johnson. And he actually had this bright idea of not just a single bright
But
idea. See what you did there? Of stringing bulbs on like a string and a power and then wrapping them around the Christmas tree in his house. Supposedly he had his tree that he put up outside or not outside, by his window to show outside. And he had it on a stand that could go in circles and he had the lights spinning around. Everyone was like, what is that? How cool is it?
Yeah. My mind, I'm trying to envision that, but okay.
Same.
Yeah.
I'll see if I could find a photo here. Put your hand up. So help me. Because before then, they actually lit up Christmas trees, but they had candles.
Yeah, fire hazard.
And if you could do the math, candles and wood.
I'm no scientist.
Yeah. So he first lit the tree in his home. People loved it. Next year, he actually set one up outside on a 40-foot tree in New York. And everyone's like, holy crap.
Exploded.
We want this. Hook it up. By 1914, the lights are being mass produced, and now some 150 million sets of lights are sold in the U.S. each year.
I believe that.
And as we do it, you'll buy it, and then the next year you pull it out of the box, and somehow half of the strip works. Explain that to me, GE, or whoever else is making them. I'm on to you. Big Christmas.
It's all about fuses. Fuses and busted bulbs.
Man, if anyone else had the just vivid memory of, I remember my dad would run the lights out along the driveway and we'd have to be like, okay, find a broken one, find out why it doesn't work. And you'd like try not to cut your hands and like take out those big ass colorful bulbs.
Oh, yeah.
And now everything's like, oh, we're LED. We're supposed to last like 10,000
Or plastic,
hours.
so you don't, rip your fingers apart doing those giant bulbs.
They're taking away the fun of the holiday spirit. You're supposed to start with at least 4 cuts on your hand.
All right, Griswold. Comment
That's what I'm talking about. So there we go. Those are some Christmas traditions, and I hope now you know, and maybe you out there, or in audio world, have learned something about Christmas.
Is that your T-Rex voice?
I was trying to speak to my speaker down here.
Oh, I see.
I don't know what my T-Rex voice would be. And I don't know what T-Rex would enjoy for Christmas.
You know some of those grabber things? But it actually has the T-Rex at the end of it.
Grab arms.
Remember? But it's got the T-Rex at the end. So you can finally reach the top shelf.
He's like, I got it. That's all I wanted for Christmas.
Look, socks.
I don't know why he's like... Right? Those feet got to be cold.
He's just been trying to scratch his head for like a million years.
Well, thank you for listening and or watching. This was another fun episode. If you like what you're hearing and or seeing, please subscribe. Feel free to shoot us a message if you have, I don't know, any recommendations or we got something wrong, because I'm sure we probably did. But,
Questions, comments, criticism.
We're here to spark
Facts.
interest. Throw it all at us. Until next time, thanks for watching, and
Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
Merry everything.
Ta-da!